Today is the day you've been looking forward to since you've graduated. Moving day. Finally, a chance at a new life. No parents to tell me what I can and can't do, where I can and can't go, but what is the near future gonna look like? It's time for your new life for the next 4 years. Ooh. I'm so excited for you. The moving in process, getting roommates, having a room, unless you're just rich and you can just afford to live without a roommate in a college dorm, or even that, not even in like a college dorm, but like your own actual apartment. Who the heck? If that's you, I'm jealous. I'm very jealous. Actually, like honestly, who the heck has money to do that? But life in college is something else. Everyone loves talking about life after high school, life after college, but nobody ever talks about life during college. That's one thing, is that life during college is definitely way different than your life during high school, especially if you move into a dorm, because now for the first time you are living on your own. This is the first time you can actually get to take a hold of your life as an adult for the first time. You know, no more people telling you what you can and can't do, because you're the one in charge now. You call the shots. If you want to just travel out of state or out of the country, then sure, you can do that. Unless you're going to college from home, then that's completely different, which is perfectly fine. If anything, you're saving money. You're stacking up that bag. Now, for regular viewers of mine, I know what you're thinking, but Noth, you don't go to college, you freaking idiot. You're so dumb. Get out of here. You're not qualified at all to talk about this, and you're right. I'm by no means at all qualified to talk about life during college because I don't go to college. So why am I talking about this then? Why am I the one talking about this of all the people? Well, because no one's talked about it yet, and all of my friends, literally everyone that I know, is in college. I'm the weird one, but they tell me nonstop what it's like. They tell me all the struggles, what they have to go through every day, and sometimes I'm even invited to college parties to go with them. So you could say I have a bit of insider knowledge on this topic. Anytime I go to a college party, the one question I get asked all the time is, oh, what are you studying? And I have to tell them, yeah, I don't go to school at all. I'm just here. It's like, what the heck? How'd you get in here? What the fuck? But you know, I'm college age. I'm 20 years old. In fact, I'm about to become UNC status. I turn 21 next month. That's right, guys. If you wanna give me a birthday gift, July 11th, that's my birthday, 7/11. I know, I have the cool birthday, but that's besides the point. Because right now, you're starting your new life in college. What is this gonna look like? What does the near future have to hold for you? What does the next 4 years of your life have to hold? Well, you got roommates. Because who the heck has money to live on their own in this economy? Now, this is the moment where you pray that you get lucky on this, that you don't get an absolute nightmare roommate, that you get just someone cool, someone chill, someone that you can hang out with, someone that understands you. Typically, most of the time, roommates aren't that bad. Last thing you want to hear after coming home from the library after studying is just the intense sound of clapping. Sorry, I was busy thinking about my life choices up until this point. But that's another thing, studying. You better hope you picked a good major, because you're gonna have to be paying off the debt from these years of your life. You don't want to get stuck with a useless degree. You know, a lot of people now are realizing that a bunch of degrees are just useless. Like, there's not a whole lot that are actually in demand that give you a good high-paying job. So one time I was at this party. This is not to trash on this person, but like, this was just the one thing on my mind. Is like, how are you going to survive after college? Because this person, she told me that she was studying to get a degree in political science. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have never heard of political science or any form of political degree guaranteeing a high-paying job, if any job at all. But I mean, hey, while you're studying for that, at least you have a cool environment to talk to people. This is the time where you can make friends. You can go out to talk to people, because in this environment, it's social, it's encouraged. People talk to each other a lot more, because this is like the time where you make all your friends. This is where you get your connections, you network with people, then you can get invited to all the parties, all the secret stuff. Maybe the cool crypto nerd will give you some of his Bitcoin, because this is your new life. New life, new environment, new you. All of a sudden, you can just become social, because nobody knows the past you. They don't know that you're like a really big introvert. No one knows that, because you're in a new environment now. You can just change up automatically out of nowhere. No one's gonna know. So as you know, as you're going around making all these connections, all of a sudden you see one person that you want to make a connection with the most, and that being your crush. But oh no, this is terrible. You can't do it because you lack the confidence, because your skin is breaking out. But it's okay, because the sponsor of today's video, Tiege Hanley, will save you. Teach Hanley's skincare systems are designed around routines, the same way you live your life. Simple and uncomplicated. They require just a few minutes in the morning and before bed, so you can stay focused on what matters to you most. Implementing a visually effective skincare routine will start boosting your confidence in every aspect of your life. Teach Hanley's performance-driven formulas address men's different needs, so you'll feel great about the way your skin looks and feels, whether you're starting a new job or going on your first date. Boom. I recommend starting with their level 1 system, which comes with all the essentials: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. Oh, and to make it super simple for guys like us, because you know I'm very dumb, as all of you know, they provide this little cheat sheet in every box telling you what to use and how to use it and in what order. Teach Hanley's got your back when it comes to skin, including acne. This is their acne clearing breakout busting routine called Teach Clear. It's a powerful system that gives you everything you need to win the fight against acne. But you know, that's not just me saying that, because you know, they have over 16,000 5-star reviews worldwide, and Teach Hanley thinks you'll agree, which is why they give you their handsome guarantee. If you like it, great, or if you don't, then you can get a full refund, no questions asked, so you don't lose anything. Now, if you use my link in the description, you can save up to 40% off your first box today, and you get a gift valued at $20. Plus, sign up as a member with my link down below, and you can get 20% off for life. And once again, thank you Teach Hanley for sponsoring this video. But anyway, so you continue making connections, you know, you're talking to new people, the new social environment.
So, how are you liking college so far?
Dude, I've been loving it so far. I can't wait to see what else they have to offer.
Oh, just you wait, buddy.
You know, you're walking around, getting your steps in, you're going around to the library and studying because new environment. It's just promoted to you that now you can study so much more and just excel academically. You know, you made a connection with someone, now you have a new best friend, and now they just invited you to more college parties. So now you're going to all these parties now, you know, enjoying life, getting a few drinks, making memories. All that's nice and all, but you still have the endless amounts of homework, all the sleepless late nights studying, just to wake up in the morning and realize,
I didn't study for the exam.
but classes just suck. They all suck all the freaking time. But it's also your fault because you signed up for this. You signed up for class. You signed up to do this. But you know, as the time goes on, as more time passes, you know, the more time you spend in university and college, there's just one thing on your mind all the time. Everyone thinks this. Everyone around you is thinking the same thing. And that's, is it all worth it? Is me coming to the school, you know, studying for all these years, studying for 4 years, getting myself into debt, is this all worth it? Is it all gonna be worth it in the end? Like, am I even gonna get a job? Am I even gonna get like a high-paying job to sustain myself in this economy? Is it even possible to get a job at all anymore? You know, questioning yourself, questioning all your life choices all up until this point. Was this even worth it? Was college the right choice? Should I have just gone to trade school instead? Should I have just started working straight out of high school to, you know, stack up some money immediately? So then you go into this life crisis, a midlife crisis at 20 years old, quarter life crisis of, has everything I've done up until this point, will it all even be worth it? Will I be rewarded for my efforts, or am I just gonna suffer for the rest of my life paying off my student loans? Because now this is the point where you start trying everything because you feel lost, behind everyone else even. Early morning routines, hitting the gym, maybe you finally attract a romantic partner as a result of everything you've done, but you still keep getting philosophical with everything because you realize that you weren't trying to better yourself and do better in class because of school or to keep up with everyone else. It all felt empty at the end of the day because you were looking so far into the future that you forgot to be present when it really mattered, because you were looking for a sense of meaning in everything that has yet to come, and forgot to enjoy the journey and the moments while they were still around. But hey, at least you have freedom. But no, maybe some of you don't even have that type of freedom. Maybe some of you don't have freedom at all because you still live with your parents. You're going to school from your parents' house because you can't afford to go, you know, and live on campus. You know, not everyone can afford that because it's expensive. Save money, you know, live with your parents. I mean, heck, that's even what I'm doing right now. Some people just have every scholarship known to man. Everything's paid for them. Full ride scholarship all the way through. They don't have to worry about a single thing. Everything financially for them is just taken care of because they just did so well in high school that the colleges were like, please, we want you so bad. Not everyone has that. Not everyone has the luxuries of, you know, just having a paid for college with, you know, full ride scholarships and everything. The big stereotype, you know, there's this really big stereotype among college students. The broke college student, you know, not everyone gets paid from their scholarships and everything. So, you know, they have to take up some different endeavors. You know, going to school, going to class, but then something else, even scarier. A job. So you see people working a job and balancing school, paying rent, making it by just barely though. Because the job doesn't pay you enough because, you're not full-time because you're a full-time student. So they don't want to give you that full-time position. They give you part-time, but they don't give you any of the hours because they're just stingy. They don't want to pay you. But it doesn't matter that this person's bank account is nearing zero because they are making it to next semester. So you resort to other ways of making money. Maybe you start a business online. Maybe you start a YouTube channel, or maybe you even pick up a second job because you don't know where you're gonna be. Nobody knows where you're gonna be. Now, I gotta make it clear in this video, I'm not trashing on anyone who goes to college. If you go to college and are in the college life, that's perfectly fine. If that's what you felt you needed to do to get the job that you want in the future, then yeah, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, I have my reasons as to why I personally disagree with the whole college system and the whole system of school in general, but that's besides the point right now. We're talking about life in college right now. We're talking about your new life, the life you're about to live, maybe the one you're already living. This is just the next step in your life that you decided to take in pursuing an education. Is everything that you're working towards even gonna have a meaning? Because what if you just graduate, but then you realize the moment you graduate, your degree is irrelevant now because it's not in demand anymore. You may have been told that this degree is in demand right now and that they need more workers in this field. So you go through and graduate earning that degree just to realize that it's not in demand anymore. Kind of like software development and coding. A few years ago, everyone was saying you need to learn how to code. There's so many high-paying jobs in this field and they need employees. Everyone who decided to study coding or programming at that time is now graduating and realizing that the demand for more workers in this field isn't very high anymore. It's a whole thing with college. Picking your major the right way, picking a major that'll, still be relevant in 4 years, 2, 4, 6, maybe even 8 years from now, depending on how long you stay in college. All the friend groups you make during this time, because the prime time of your lives, this is just the prime time of your lives. This is where, you meet all the people, you meet all the goofy people, or maybe you just meet me asking you if who farted. But don't go over there because I think someone just laid the loudest fart ever of all time. But in the end, is it all worth it? Well, if you value having your own independence, time freedom, and you can afford it without it haunting you for the rest of your life, to have these once-in-a-lifetime experiences, then sure, yeah. Your lifestyle, what you choose to do, how you choose to spend your time, whether you want to be productive and be a straight A student, or you can be the F student. Guys, the F students are inventors. But we're talking about the normal college experience. Going to social gatherings, social events too. Experiencing those times because it's important. Sometimes I feel like, am I missing out? Did I miss out on all this stuff that I could have experienced?
But I'm lucky in that sense because
I get invited to these parties without the burden of having student loan debt. It's cool, but it's also weird at the same time because I'm the weird one there. I'm like that one guy that's just doing his own thing. But in the end, is it all worth it? Well, that's for you to decide. Do you feel like you're wasting your time if you go to college, or was it a good use of your time once you get that high-paying job? The world will never know because your future, what lies for you next. Nobody knows what's gonna happen in the future. Nobody knows what's gonna happen to them, within the next 4 or 5 years. Nobody knows because we can't predict the future. So what happens to you, your freedom, your finances, all of that, and the partners that you get, the partners that you choose to have, it's all up to you because you're the one in control of your own life. Now, whether you choose to do the right thing with that or not is beyond me.
do you want to sit there and feel sorry for yourself or get up and be better?
That's up to you to decide. But life is just very interesting in general. I think I said everything that I wanted to say. I don't know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna end it.